The next 4 minutes of your life will consist of only one thing. It's laser updates. I spoke with the lead developer of OS.
Yo, yo, yo.
Is that how you're going to start? Okay. To dissect all of the changes, starting with something that the world of OS live streaming has been wanting for a while, a clicks per second counter.
Took a while to come up with how this should be displayed, like the terminology. It was originally KPS, keys per second, but searching that on Google, it's like 95% of the results are from OS, and most other games use like actions per minute, APM, and I was just like, let's not abbreviate it. Clicks per second sounds fine, so I think it's just clicks per second in the interface now.
If you want this in laser, open the skin layout editor and just drag it in. Also, this build added support for moving skin elements with arrow keys, so test that while you're at it. It's very convenient. For those who weren't aware, Lazer has a random mod that, well, randomizes the placement of objects. That was modified today.
Basically, random mod tries its best to make a playable map, even though it is random in quotations, and this allows it to choose angles better.
Generally speaking, wide angles for jumps are more challenging to aim than sharp angles, so stuff like this is now randomized to this. Good job, math. Meanwhile, in the editor, slider length in the timeline works correctly for irregular slider velocities. Note how the before length resets after the slider is finished. And also, you can now delete difficulties. Following Tycho's touch controls, you could have probably guessed that catch controls were coming soon too. The outer buttons move the player at max speed, while the inner buttons move slower, which is a bit different of a control scheme than stable, so feedback on this would be useful. After finishing a map, Lazer pops up with this hit accuracy display. In this update, you can see how hits correlate to accuracy judgments.
One thing to note is that with this change, it actually changes the color of judgments with the default skin in Mania, because it adds new colors for perfect and okay, like the extra judgments that only Mania has. See, there's a lighter blue and a lighter green. It was a very competent contribution by, I think this guy's new. I always get very happy when there's a new contributor that does some really good code.
Now for some of the smaller, self-explanatory changes. There's an auto-skip button for song intros in multiplayer. Necodex added a new sound when clearing text. Some storyboard display stuff was fixed because of the Triangles beat mapping contest, which you can vote for now. Please vote, thanks. This thing now rotates correctly. Tycho scoring calculates these things called swells, the same as stable. Mania scroll speed also matches stable better.
People coming from stable are used to seeing this random number which we made up.
Good reason. And this now shows 0 stars instead of infinity. One section I've continuously ignored in these changelog videos is difficulty performance changes. These are parts of PP reworks that you may see every few months, but Lazer has them a lot more frequently.
Because Lazer's in this weird place where like a lot of people are working on PP and difficulty calculations, and those changes get merged into Lazer and deployed immediately. I don't even know what changes have been merged. It's just like ongoing difficult changes which are going to be deployed as soon as the news article and the infrastructure is ready, I guess.
Any idea when that would be?
Next week or two.
So the main takeaway from that, look forward to PP changes soon. Very soon. That is, if OS even exists by then.
I'm sure you've seen we're going to have an overflow, and like it's the end of OS. We are actually getting very close to that point, and I've started the migration of the data just a few days ago to make sure that's not going to happen. That's some of the stuff Smokey's been doing here. The conversion to U-long is the larger int storage, which supports numbers higher than 4.29 billion, which is the current limitation.
So okay, OS isn't going to die and your PP is eternal. This website's programmer is kind of ready for either outcome though. But anyway, read the full changelog for the extra updates that couldn't fit into this video, and we'll see you again soon. Assuming OS doesn't die.